Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
It's time to trade in that old living room set for a brand new one at Quartz. For a limited time only, get 25% off any living room set with your trade-in. It's easy to take advantage of this offer. First, take a photo or video of your old living room furniture. Next, go on down to your nearest Quartz store and purchase your new living room set. Then, we will deliver your new living room set and haul away the old one at no extra cost to you. No cash, no problem. Pay with Quartz Ready Finance and you pay nothing for 30 days. This is a deal you don't want to miss. Supplies are limited. Act now. Conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value home. Offer does not include Ashley living room sets.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, speaking in Parliament on Monday, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said domestic electricity consumers would be given some financial relief over the next 3 months. There are just a few consumers who will have to pay value-added tax VAT on their electricity bills for the months of July, August, and September, according to Gonsalves. St. Vincent Electricity Services VINEC, in a release on Tuesday, stated the cost of fuel associated with the production of electricity during the month of June remained high, resulting in the company paying approximately $9 million once again for fuel used in generating energy. This has resulted in the calculated fuel surcharge rate applicable on July's bill to be 72 cents per kilowatt hour. Given the foregoing and the recognized potential impact such a rate will have on the electricity bills for residential customers, the government has made the decision to expand the exemption on the value-added tax VAT threshold from 150 kilowatt hours to 250 kilowatt hours for domestic customers. VINEC says this effectively means that all units consumed up to 250 kilowatt hours per month by residential customers have been zero rated for VAT for the 3-month period July to September 2022, and therefore no VAT will be charged thereon. The company in their release said they continue to monitor matters relating to the electricity industry globally, while also encouraging customers who can to conserve electricity, as this will assist in mitigating the impact of the high monthly fuel cost. An agency or ministry to focus mainly on tertiary and technical and vocational education will soon be established with the passage of the Education Miscellaneous Amendment Bill in Parliament on Monday. Minister of Education Curtis King, in presenting the bill to Parliament, said given the broad scope of the Ministry of Education, the resources will soon prove to be inadequate to fully address the issues relating to higher or tertiary learning. We hear more from Minister King.
The fact that higher education is currently managed by multiple agencies demonstrates its importance, scope, and value. The Ministry of Education and National Reconciliation does not have the resources to adequately manage this level without compromising the quality of the outcomes. In fact, if the Ministry of Education and National Reconciliation attempts to manage an exhaustive and diverse portfolio, quality quickly becomes the casualty of quantity.
That was the Minister of Education, Curtis King. The minister said that by the creation of an agency or ministry outside the Ministry of Education to deal with the management and administration of tertiary education will allow for focused intervention and more efficient use of scarce resources. The Education Miscellaneous Amendment Bill 2022 is one of three bills passed on the House of Parliament on Monday. Still on the local scene, approximately 20 local beekeepers were introduced to techniques in plant propagation in a 3-day training workshop from Tuesday, July 19th to Thursday, July 21st, 2022. The training took place at the Dumbarton Agricultural Station and was facilitated by Agriculture Assistant Mr. Sidney Sutherland. According to Mr. Alan Williams, Apiculture Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, the main objective of the training course, dubbed Replanting Trees for Beekeeping Development After a Volcanic Eruption, was to promote the sustainable development of the apiculture industry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the replanting of trees that were lost through deforestation and the volcanic eruptions. He added that the training was expected to help beekeepers to harness the practical skills required with a view to build the foraging capacity of the local bee population in gathering of nectar and the production of honey. Local beekeeper Richie Richards said that the workshop was helpful to all farmers and he expressed his gratitude for the training. The training was a component of an ongoing project funded by the Australian Aid Program through the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Beekeepers Association. On to news in the region. The United States has sought to reassure the Caribbean Community CARICOM grouping that it is working with the 15-member integration grouping to find solutions to urgent challenges facing the region. We're working together in our region and beyond to try to find solutions to urgent challenges to include climate, to include food security, energy security, said U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken before meeting at the State Department with Guyana President Irfan Ali. The U.S. Secretary of State noted that Georgetown is also the seat of CARICOM, stating that this for us is a very important and vital institution, one with which President Biden, Vice President Harris had, I think, a very significant and important engagement at the Summit of the Americas. Ali, who is leading a high-powered delegation that includes his Vice President Barrett Jagdeo and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Hugh Todd, said he was very pleased to be there at a very important time in the development of Guyana. The recent cruise industry recruitment exercise has so far resulted in the employment of 3,609 Jamaicans. In providing an update on the exercise in the House of Representatives on July 26th, Jamaica's Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett said additional information will be provided once the data has been tabulated. The process is continuing as the final selection is being carried through by the Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and it is anticipated that we will have in excess of 5,000 Jamaicans employed by when the process is over, he said. Bartlett said another drive is to be held later in the year to meet the target of 10,000 Jamaican workers. The minister argued that the recruitment drive comes at a time when the cruise sector and tourism, by extension, are showing signs of growth and is a telling indicator that Jamaican workers are viewed positively on the global stage. On the international scene, Tunisia has voted to hand sweeping new powers to the country's president in a move that critics say risks the return of authoritarian rule to the country. Less than a third of Tunisians voted in the referendum, with 94.6% of those balloted supporting plans to hand President Kais Saied broad new powers. But opposition groups who boycotted the vote said the results were not credible and inflated. Mr. Saied has claimed the changes will break Tunisia's political paralysis. The 64-year-old has already been ruling by decree since this time last year when he dramatically moved to suspend parliament and dismiss the government. Tunisia's new constitution would give the head of state full executive control, supreme command of the army, and the ability to appoint a government without parliamentary approval. And finally, in sports, Manchester United has completed the signing of Argentinian defender Lisandro Martinez from Ajax in a deal worth up to £57 million. United manager Eric Ten Hag was keen to be reunited with the 24-year-old who he signed for Ajax in 2019. He joins the club on a 5-year contract which keeps him at Old Trafford until 2027 with the option of a further year. It's an honor to join this great football club, Martinez said. I've worked so hard to get to this moment and now that I'm here, I'm going to push myself even further. Martinez made 120 appearances for Ajax after moving from Argentinian side Defensa y Justicia for £6.3 million in 2019 and also played for Newell's Old Boys. He has won 7 caps for Argentina since making his senior debut in March of 2019 and played once in the country's successful Copa America campaign in 2021. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Quartz St. Vincent Limited.
Sensational savings are here this summer at Quartz Optical. Get a free pair of designer sunglasses with your glasses purchase. Now that's sensational. Free sunglasses and your glasses, and you can get it all with no cash. Choose from our flexible credit terms from 3 to 24 months to repay. At Quartz Optical, the savings are sensational. You don't want to miss these deals. Conditions apply. See in store for details. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Drink it up. Island sips Plum Rose water. We drink